Great looking group, okay? Thank you for being here tonight, guys. I'm going to make this as brief as possible. Hopefully in about the next 40, 45 minutes we'll be out of here. But we are just 9 days until our trip to Walt Disney World. And as always, communication is the key to us having a successful trip. So I'm going to cover this packet a little bit differently than just going through the packet, but talk about some of the high points of the packet, answer any questions that you have, just so that we can make sure we are all on the same page. But again, thank you for being here this evening. If you did not, when you walked in, receive a packet, they are right up here on the stands. You'll need to get one of the staple packets, and then you'll also notice there's a sheet that has everybody's name on it, the hotel confirmation numbers, and I'll talk about that a little bit later this evening. But if you will, please look at that packet. For those of you that aren't aware, we depart in 9 days. We are leaving on Wednesday, December the 7th. Now, we've changed some times up from originally. Matter of fact, we got to looking at things over the Thanksgiving break at our time, and we got to figuring that if we left at the time we had planned to, we should arrive somewhere around 1 a.m., 1:30, and I got to thinking about 160 people hauling their luggage to the rooms at Pop Century, and all the guest complaints that we would get from the other guests that are trying to sleep. And had a conversation with Mr. Short this morning, and we are actually going to be getting out of class at 2 o'clock, which is the middle of fifth period, next Wednesday, and trying to leave between 2:30 and 2:45. Now, we've got something going on fifth period. Mr. Schultz is being recorded for his Teacher of the Year video. That was the only time they could be here, from 1:40 to 1:55 that day. So concert band will be playing for about 15 minutes that day. Playing, okay, as Mr. Schultz says. But all the other students will get out of class at 2 o'clock, middle of fifth period. They'll come to the band room, and then we will start the loading process. Now, what we'll do is when they all get here, we will meet in the band room first. We'll check roll, and then we will send them out to start loading luggage and instruments underneath the buses, okay? And once everything's loaded underneath, all of their big luggage, all of the instruments that we need to take, then they'll meet back in here, and then we will load the buses like we do airplanes. They don't need to get on the top of the bus. Adults may get on the top of the bus. Students don't get on until we send them out to load the buses as we're getting ready to pull out. So students, make sure that you understand that. When the buses are sitting out there, just don't go run and get on the bus until we have sent you out, or it will get very chaotic. Of course, they'll have assigned seats and so forth on the buses. Unloading process. When we get to Orlando, what we'll do is we'll have a loading crew for each bus, about 3 or 4 students that are responsible for helping to pack things underneath the bus. When we get there that night, somewhere around 11 o'clock, we'll ask that loading crew to get off the bus, to pull everything out from underneath the bus, except for the instruments. And then we will, each student will need to find their luggage, and they'll wait for further instructions. Once we arrive there, we will have to go inside, get their magic bands, and then we'll come out and divvy them up, give them their room assignments, and send them to their room. We'll be returning from the trip on Sunday, December the 11th, somewhere around 6:30, really depending on our rest stops. I know we're going to be leaving down there at 12 noon that day. I know that we're gaining an hour coming back. I know this is a 6.5 hour trip, and I know we'll probably make a couple of rest stops, but somewhere between 6 and 7, we should arrive back here at Milton High School on Sunday night, December the 11th. You can see on your packet as well, we have about 160 participants going, 168 seats on the bus, so all the buses are pretty much going to be full. There's 130 students, 7 band staff, 20 chaperones, 1 administrator, and 2 children going, making up this trip. We're going to be taking charter buses from Gulf Coast Tours. That's the company that we normally use. They're located in Mobile, Alabama, and we have used those the past years to go to New York City and pretty much everywhere that we go. Most all their buses are about 2 or 3 years or newer. We always tend to get the newer buses when we go with them. They don't keep anything old in the fleet. And I've learned over 25 years of band directing, that's important. When you take charter bus companies that have old buses, there are all kinds of issues. So Gulf Coast Tours will be taking us. They do have DVD players on board. Our students may bring DVDs that are G or PG. We ask that they put their name on them. Over the years, we've got a great collection of DVDs with no names on them that we keep here for the band. But of course, put their name on the DVD, put their name on the case. Buses are also satellite equipped. They usually have DirecTV. And this isn't a big to-do. The charter bus thing, last year we went to this past March actually, we went to Washington, D.C., New York City, and we spent about 18 hours on the bus. Movies and so forth are big to do. Right now we're going to spend about 6.5 hours down and 6.5 hours back. So these will be short trips. There are restrooms on the bus. Of course, they're climate controlled. We like to keep the buses on the cooler side. So please make sure that you bring something to stay warm, okay? If I'm sitting on a bus and I get hot, I've got to remove clothing, and that's not pretty. So we keep it cooler. Everybody can cover up if they're cold, and we stay in good shape. Also, that kind of helps prevent nauseousness and bus sickness. if we keep the bus cooler. People get bus sick and so forth. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're packing. You may bring snacks and drinks. We do ask that the drinks are bottles only. Okay? Don't want to bring cans, don't want to bring Whataburger cups or anything like that on the bus, because it never fails. Somebody sneaks by with one, or coffee from Starbucks or something. The bus takes off, it turns over, everybody's feet sticks to the floor for the rest of the trip. Okay, so please keep the plastic bottles and snacks. Let's make sure we take good care of the buses and keep those clean. Pillows, blankets, and electronic devices, of course, you may bring those for your comfort. Again, remember, not spending 18 to 20 hours per bus ride like we did back in March, only spending 6.5. Okay, so we don't need to bring sleeping bags and hammocks and everything else like we did when we went to New York City. Okay, so, but electronic devices, you may bring those. You're responsible for those, and you need to make sure they have headphones. I don't want to hear and all that kind of stuff in the back of the bus. You're playing video games. Okay, make sure you've got headphones and listening devices for that. Okay, any questions about the buses or when we're departing? Moving on, hotel accommodations. Guys, we're excited about this trip. We're going to be staying on Disney property. That was one of those things that over the years we've always said, that's not, we'll save money and stay off property, okay? We've decided this time we're going to stay at Disney's Pop Century. One of the main reasons is because all of that stuff is beautifully decorated for Christmas. And we're going down this time right before Christmas. And when we scheduled this trip back in the summer and started looking at it, that was one of the selling points. So we're staying at Pop Century Resort. You'll notice that the address, the phone number for all that is there for the parents if you need it. We'll tell you this though, we're staying on property. However, it's one of those things, 25 years of experience, we always want to make sure that we come back with the same number of students that we take. No extras, no less, okay? So I've talked with Disney about that with the group folks, and students, you will not be allowed to return back to your rooms during the day, okay? Everything there at Disney works on a magic band. This is your room key. This will be your ticket eventually, okay? And so they're able to turn the rooms off for the students. Adults, your rooms will stay open and for the whole day. But students, if you've got to return to your room, you're going to need to call Mr. Schultz or I. We will call the hotel and we'll let them know a window of time so they can open your room up. If you try to access your room, okay, and we haven't opened up that window, they will call us. Remember, these wristbands have your name attached to them, okay? So if little Johnny decides he's going to run back to his room and take a nap, he does his thing and won't let him in, the front desk will call us and let us know that Johnny just tried to access his room, okay? Disney's smart. They got the technology to know what they're doing, all right? So if you need to go back to your room, let's say you need something from your room, you need to call Mr. Schultz and I. We will set up a time for you to get back to your room, and then we'll notify Pop Century. They'll open up your room for that 30 or 45 minutes or whatever period of time that we've set, okay? Again, adults, that does not apply to you. Your rooms are marked. Everything we've done with Disney has been through a web portal, which has been really kind of cool, okay? But adults, you're good to go. You go back and forth as you need to. Students are staying 4 per room. Adults are staying 2 to 3 per room. Most of you are 2. I think we have one ladies' room that's staying 3 to a room. And again, the magic bands. We'll be getting the magic bands. This is one from, turn sideways. This is one from a few trips ago when we went down there. This will be your room key. It's kind of weird. You got to go up and you swipe it up by your room door until it turns green, the latch, and then of course you can open and go in. Each day, our daily process is going to be very simple. Guys, those of you that have been on past trips with us to New York City or the cruises, this is one of the easiest trips that we make. Actually, it is the easiest trip. We're staying at one hotel, okay, and we just get up in the morning. Our daily process will consist of a wake-up call, breakfast if they want it. And then I know there's Disney transportation there, but I can imagine 160 of us waiting for that one bus at the Disney stop, and the next one comes 30 minutes from then, okay, or 20 minutes. So we're going to we're paying good money for the 3 charter buses. We'll actually meet in the mornings, get on our charter buses, have them drop us off at whatever park, and then we'll do the same thing that night. At whatever time we say to meet, we'll come back out to charter bus parking, get back on the bus. That'll just be easier than waiting on those shuttle buses and being spread out all over Disney property while we're waiting on the buses. Because again, those buses only run 20 or 30 minutes, okay? So we'll do that, our daily routine. Once we get back to the rooms that night and our buses get us back, we'll give them back probably 15, 20 minutes to get ice and take care of whatever business they need to. And then our student leadership will go through after our meeting and do room check and report back to me and Mr. Schultz. Students, you're not to leave your room after room check. If you have an emergency, we will text you the rooming list, okay, through a remind system that I'll show you here in a little bit. And you'll have a copy. If you have an emergency, you contact one of us, head chaperone, Ms. Hendrickson, Mr. Schultz, or myself, and we will help you. But you don't need to run out of the room, don't need to order pizza, don't open your door for anybody unless it's one of our adults and we've identified ourselves, okay? Any questions about the hotel accommodations, our daily process? Guys, I expect us to be on good behavior at all times. We take this van somewhere every year, and it's because I still trust students. When we get to the point that I can't trust students, we won't go anywhere. Okay, so please make sure that you maintain that tradition. Extremely important. Disney transportation, again, is there if we need it. It would be good for park hopping, which we'll talk about here in just a minute. But, you know, that's what it's there for. If we have to get around, if we have to run back to our room for something, of course, by all means, we use the Disney transportation. We'll be visiting all 4 Disney parks on this trip. We'll look over the itinerary a little bit later here. Our wristbands, our tickets will be park hopping, which means we can go between the parks. Here's the rule on that. Okay, we will start off at one park together. We will finish at one park. If they choose to park hop, they must be groups of 3 or more. Okay, 3 or more. Why 3 or more? Somebody gets hurt, one person stays with them, the 3rd person goes to get help. That's why. You're on Disney property, probably one of the safest places on the earth. Okay, let me remind you that Disney has eyes all over the place. Disney has wristbands that have these little discs in them. They can probably track where you are. Okay, and you never know when they're looking, because they're probably looking everywhere you go on Disney property. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't mind the park hopping thing. Just make sure you're in groups of 3 or more. Make sure you leave and go to the same park. Make sure you come back to the park where we're going to finish up the night. All right. Performance workshops. While we're there, we've got the opportunity to do our educational portion. Now, we're going to be missing 2 days of school plus 1.5 class periods, so we are doing something band related, something educational. Our wind and percussion players are going to be doing a Your Instrumental workshop on Thursday at 1:30 in the Epcot back lot. They'll need concert instruments for that. Percussion needs to bring sticks and mallets. They'll provide all the percussion equipment. We just have to take the sticks and the mallets. Now, this will be my 3rd time doing the Your Instrumental workshop. It's really a neat experience. And what happens is we go into the studio recording situation, and we'll read through a bunch of Disney music. They'll have a clinician, one of the Disney musicians, one of the top musicians there at Disney, that comes out and leads the workshop. And while they're reading music, he's talking to them about what a professional Disney musician goes through, what their life is like what the expectations are for a professional musician. And they'll go through that process with them and take them kind of through a journey of the life of a studio musician. And then eventually, we'll end up having about a 20 or 25-minute time slot to work up a medley of Disney music. In the past, it's been a medley from Tarzan. And they work that music up, and then they've got one shot, just like a studio musician, one shot to perform to the best of their ability. And meanwhile, the conductor is watching the actual animation on a small screen. And then when they get done, they play through it. He's watching it. He's got all the timing. He's got things that help him keep the timing. Guy in the back is recording it. Again, they're in a sound studio. They record it, and then they play the video back with our band playing the musical accompaniment to it. They put it on a DVD, send home with us, and we have a copy here at the band room to enjoy for years to come. That's what the concert, the instrumental workshop, the wind players, percussion, their workshop at 1:30 on Thursday. I asked those guys, if you will, please wear your black halftime show shirts on Thursday, okay? Wear your halftime show shirts on Thursday, and that way when we go, we're kind of all uniform. You'll see later on why, all right? Color Guard, we've got a workshop lined up for you. It's called Auxiliation, okay? Color Guard workshop, we didn't have enough to do last time. We do this time, and we did it 8 years ago. And it's actually a very unique workshop that takes place on Thursday at 6 o'clock in Saratoga Springs Exhibition Hall. And they'll travel over there. They will take our Color Guard members through a mock Disney audition to start with. So they'll see it as though they're auditioning for something at Disney to be part of a visual ensemble there. And then they will take them through the training as though they're getting ready to give a performance. And at the end of their 2.5-hour session, they'll give their performance, so to speak, okay? And they'll provide most everything that we're going to need for that, including all types of different equipment that they will use to spin and do all kinds of cool things with. All right, our Color Guard enjoyed it 8 years ago. I'm sure they'll enjoy it this time as well. So all the instruments need to go with us. Flutes and clarinets, you will put your stuff in the boxes, your instruments in the boxes. All that will be underneath bus 1. Everybody else's instrument will go under whatever bus they are riding. Saxophones, trumpets, horns, trombones, baritones, tubas, concert tubas, that is, will all go underneath the bus that you're riding. Okay, flutes, clarinets, those boxes will go underneath bus 1. Any questions thus far? Visiting parks, doing workshops, staying on property, having a good time, getting up in the morning, going to the parks, coming back that night, all tired so that we sleep, getting up early the next morning. If you've ever been on a van trip with me, you know that's how it is. It's not a vacation, it's a trip. Okay? What to wear? Good walking shoes are extremely important. You're going to put miles on. Comfortable clothes that meet school policies. Right, Miss Lady? Amen. Okay? So make sure, guys, no profanity, anything. If I see that stuff, I'm going to put up with it. Okay? So comfortable clothes, but make sure they're school board approved. Hats, sunglasses, sunscreen. You'll want that kind of stuff. Now, it's not looking to be really hot. They're saying right now in the 15-day out forecast with the weather.com that we're looking at highs in the mid-70s, lows around 50 at night. So you may want to bring a light jacket or a coat or something for the evenings, okay? But just comfortable clothes. You don't need anything that we're going to dress up for. Make sure you bring your band shirt, okay? And it's just comfortable clothes. It may be shorts and t-shirts for you with a coat. It may be blue jeans or whatever. Make sure you've got good walking shoes. You're going to need them. No, the black shirt that has a hat on it. The shirt, yes, no. Okay? So, weather conditions again, mid-70s, lows around 50 degrees. Luggage, let's talk about that. Again, there are 160 of us going on 3 charter buses. Please limit the amount of luggage that you bring, no more than 1 large bag or 2 smaller bags. Okay, the stuff that needs to go underneath the buses. I say 2 smaller because I know some of you put your clothes in one and all your pretty up stuff in the other. Okay, so if you do 2 smaller, that's fine. All right. But no more than 2 small bags or 1 big bag. You're only going to need clothes for 4 days. For park hopping for 4 days. Luggage goes underneath your bus. Make sure it's clearly marked. We get out in those parking lots and they pull out a bunch of black Samsonite bags. Somebody gets in the room and goes, "Hey, I don't wear bras." Okay? And make sure you got something to identify your bag. Extremely important. It never fails. We get somewhere and somebody's like, "My luggage is missing." And then we'll have 3 extra pieces of luggage. I haven't figured that one out yet. So make sure it's clearly marked. Luggage. Since we're going to be leaving during the school day, you probably don't want to ride the bus for your luggage. We're going to open up the van on the next Tuesday night from 6 to 7:30 if you would like to bring your luggage up here and drop it off. And we'll keep it stored off to the side during the day. That day we'll keep an eye on it. But luggage may be dropped off next Tuesday night from 6 to 7:30. Some of you have pre-ordered meal vouchers as well. Those have already been paid for. They have already arrived. Ms. Weaver's already put those in envelopes. We will pass those out on Thursday morning when we're there at Disney from the band bank that morning at breakfast. You may pick up your envelope with your meal vouchers. I won't give them to you now because I know what's going to happen. We get down there and it's like, I left my meal vouchers on my dresser. Okay? So we'll hold on to those. We'll make sure they get to Orlando and then we'll pass those out on that Thursday morning. If you have questions about the meal vouchers, Ms. Weaver, raise your hand. Ms. Weaver's in the back. Okay? You'll see her and she can answer those questions. Okay? So moving on. Band bank, spending money. Now, returning members, returning parents, you know what the band bank is, but I'll explain it again for our new members. Band bank is an optional money saving, money holding on to system that we have used actually since I was in the high school band here, back in when I came through the mid-'80s, that we had the band bank. Okay? Band bank allows you and allows students to sort of budget their money. I will tell you, Gray Weaver's 11th grade year, Washington, New York with a band, Gray Weaver ran out of money 2 days before the trip was over. And Mr. Bell, my band director, had the loan Gray Weaver money, and my parents paid Mr. Bell back. But the band bank, what it does allows you to get a system of envelopes, and each morning at the hotel, we will open up the band bank for about 45 minutes or an hour and tell the students the band bank will be open between these 30 minutes or whatever before we leave. And what they do is they show up. They get these envelopes. These 4 envelopes, by the way, are up here on the table behind me. They look just like this. There's 4 of them stapled together. One says Thursday, one says Friday, one says Saturday, one says Sunday. You simply put their name on it. Okay? You can turn it in to us next Tuesday night, and we will hold on to it. We'll keep it in a bank bag. We'll keep it locked up. And then every morning, let's say Johnny's using the band bank. Johnny walks up and says, "My name is Johnny Smith." We pull up an envelope for Thursday and hand Johnny his money for Thursday. Same thing Friday, same thing Saturday, same thing Sunday. Make sure you put the amounts in there that you want Johnny to have those days. We don't make change. okay? That's why we gave you 4 envelopes, so please make sure, we're not even gonna open the envelope, we're gonna hand it to him. You put the money in, you seal it up, we're gonna hand him his envelope that day. That keeps them, if they lose money, what Gray Weaver did is didn't realize that every time he had a snack or he broke another $20 bill, that money was just kind of being wasted, and then you ran out of money. Allows you to budget. Also, kind of keeps your money safe. So if you take $200 on you, you lose it, somebody steals it, or whatever, there's not a whole lot that we can do except loan you money that has to be paid back. This allows you to keep a little bit safer. Okay? Again, it's optional, not required. Envelopes are on the table. If you don't get them tonight, you may pick them up anytime between now and next Tuesday night. Again, we'll turn those in next Tuesday night between 6 and 7:30. Any questions about the band day? Good, let's move on. Looking up here, next on my item, daily breakdown of meals. If you look at your packet, I sort of broke this down. I do this, now listen, you probably can't tell because I'm so skinny, but I'm a big eater, okay? So when you say, how much do you need? Is it Gray Weaver's eating, or is it, Michael Schultz eats a lot too. I can't find the example right now, okay? But if you'll notice on here, I kind of give you a daily breakdown of the meals that they'll need to purchase. These are for the folks that did not purchase the meal vouchers, okay? If they purchased, a meal voucher a day, then you just need to think about lunch, for that day or whatever. But notice on Wednesday, we'll stop at the mall food court. I figure if you go and get a meal, about $8 to $10. And the meals that while we're at the Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, you're looking for the meal things about $15 to $18. Okay? Plus snacks, they'll want water or want a drink or popcorn or turkey leg or whatever. Okay? Friday, 2 meals. Saturday, 2 meals. And then Sunday, we'll eat lunch at Disney Springs, which used to be called Downtown Disney, is now called Disney Springs, by the way. We'll grab lunch there before we head home on Sunday. When I put all that together and add the low numbers, it comes to 110. When I add the higher numbers, 135. So if they didn't buy vouchers, okay, you're looking at that. Now notice that does not include breakfast on here either. Okay, I would encourage you, you may eat breakfast at our hotel. There's a food court there at Top Century. But guys, if you bring stuff, those multigrain bars, bring Pop-Tarts, okay, something that you can just eat cold out of your room, you'll save quite a bit of money, because you're probably looking at about $10 to $12 for a breakfast meal at the food court. All right, so just kind of giving you some stuff there. I will tell you this, I called today, there are microwaves in the room, there are microwaves in the food court, they told me. Okay, there are many fridges in the room though, so if you want to bring drinks to stick in the refrigerator, there are many refrigerators. Okay, there are no microwaves in the room. There are some on property if you need to heat something up in the mornings that you may use. Okay, any questions thus far?
Mr. Weaver?
Yes.
I have a friend that recently went.
Mm-hmm.
I heard one of these is $4.50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if y'all take a case of water, find water fountains at the park throughout the day, fill them up, keep them in your pockets, maybe.
And all the restrooms have water fountains, just about when you're at Disney. Yeah, you never notice a lot of restrooms. Yes, ma'am. Listen, hold on, guys. I can't hear. Hold on.
Last year when we went, or a couple years ago, if you go in on these days it's really bad, ask for a cup of water at the restaurants and they'll give you a cup.
Because they'll give you a cup, okay? And we're not expecting hot weather, okay? But yeah, you are right. That stuff's expensive there, okay? That's where they make the money. All right, moving on down. Medications, guys. Medications must be checked in prior to the trip. Understand that we still fall underneath school board policy regarding medication. Students are not allowed to have medication on them unless it's something they're allowed to have on campus with them, such as an inhaler. Okay? So, over-the-counter stuff, we've got most of that in our medical kit, unless it's something that they have to take, if they have to take Tylenol 3 times a day or some type of doctor prescribed type stuff, then by all means bring it. But stuff where they may get a tummy ache, we don't need 130 bottles of Pepto-Bismol. Okay, so we'll provide that out of our medical kit, but if it's a prescription that they need, it must be checked in. We ask you to do that next Tuesday night between 6 and 7:30. Make sure that it comes in the original container with their name on it. There's a certain amount of paperwork that we're going to have to fill out when you get here, so that we keep check of that. Ms. Hendrickson, Ms. Hendrickson, raise your hand. She's going to be our head chaperone for this trip, and her folks will be responsible for setting up plans to make sure they get their medication when they're supposed to get it. Most of the time, they take medication in the morning, and at night we get back to the hotel. Every once in a while we'll have a student that's got to take something in the middle of the day, and they will make arrangements with that student to make sure they meet up, or they may even they may give them that dosage if they think they're gonna be separated, okay? But please understand that we need a medication and original containers, again, we have to follow school board policy and all that, okay? Got a good system for that, though, as we go. Medication Band Bank, luggage check-in one more time. Let me remind you, next Tuesday night, December the 5th, 6 to 7:30, drop off luggage, put money in the Band Bank, drop off medication. That will save us, because I'm gonna tell you, next Wednesday will be chaotic. If you don't try to show up at 2 o'clock next Wednesday to check stuff in, we're gonna have to look at you probably and laugh. Because you're gonna have 160 folks in here with a ton of luggage, trying to get everything loaded up, and for us to have to kind of stop and regroup. Please take care of that next Tuesday night. Yes, ma'am. Probably around 8 o'clock. Probably around 8. Okay, right, Mr. Schultz? Yeah, okay. Question was, what time we open the banner next Wednesday morning? Probably around 8 o'clock. So, moving on, if you'll notice the rules and expectations on your packet, if you'll look at that on the back of your packet, something that I go over every year, guys, it's extremely important to me that we go on these trips, that image is everything. That is one of our mottos, and something that I love. We got teenagers, and things are gonna happen, and sometimes, some drug addict's gonna run up to you when we get to New York, scream obscenities at us and try to fight your assistant band director and all that kind of stuff, okay? But for the most part, guys, everywhere we go, we want to leave that good impression. And I love to have those compliments when they go, man, that was a really great group of high schoolers, okay? It's been funny, some years in the past, we've gone to hotels and they've hired security for us, okay? And it's like, no, we're good, we need security for other people. And but that's because we got that tradition of being a group that travels well. Let me remind you that school rules apply. Let me remind you, this is a school board approved function, which means you mess up on this trip, not only are you affected with your standing in the band, but we'll put you on up to the office as well. And we have had students get suspended once or twice in my 23 years because of issues that have taken place on the band trip, okay? So remember, no alcohol, tobacco products, they're not allowed, okay? Remember, all medications must be checked in with the head chaperone, and then we'll distribute that to you. Extremely important, guys, you stay out of girls' rooms. Girls, you stay out of guys' rooms. There is no reason for you to go into a member of the opposite sex hotel room. There is no reason. If you need something, I need your attention on me, okay? If you need something, knock on the door, take a step back, and go, hey, man, please have back my headphones, or whatever. There is no reason for boys in girls' rooms, girls in boys' rooms. If you were called, okay, some options. Chaperone arrest, which means you're gonna hang out with me or Mr. Schultz or one of the chaperones for the remainder of your trip. If I gotta go to the bathroom, you stand outside the stall. If I wanna eat sushi, guess what you eat? Okay? You're my shadow, or Mr. Schultz's shadow, or one of the chaperone's shadow. It means that you won't be able to go back into your hotel room, you'll sleep on the floor of one of our hotel rooms. If it's really extreme, sneaking out, something like that, we'll call parents and figure out if they want to come pick you up, if we're going to put you on a Greyhound bus, or how you're going to get home, okay? Again, the expectation levels are high, and I don't expect any of you to let us down. But guys, don't go into a girl's room, girls don't go into a guy's room, okay? Everybody understand? Any questions about that? Moving on. Don't leave your room once curfew begins. You must stay in your room till the designated time. Now guys, if there's a fire, yeah, it's okay to evacuate, okay? So, if somebody knocks on your door, don't just open the door, identify who they are. If they're not with us, don't open the door. If it's management, call me, because I'm gonna come shoot you out, then let them shoot you out, okay? You with me? So, make sure you identify who they are, don't open your door after curfew, except for the band director or chaperones, only after they identify themselves. You need to listen carefully to and follow through on all instructions, directions given by the directors and the chaperones. It's extremely important that you are where you need to be when you need to be there, okay? If we tell you we're meeting at 8:30 at the front gate of, where would we be at 8:30? I'm not sure, 9:30 at Epcot, okay? Then you need to be at the front gate of Epcot at 9:30. If something impedes you from getting there, somebody passes out, which happened once at Six Flags, but they tried to run from the back and that kid was not prepared to run. Okay? You called us and let us know, hey, Sally just passed out and we're stuck back here, okay? Please make sure you're where you need to be when you need to be there. Extremely important. Now, you communicate with us. Again, if not, you'll lose that freedom and that trust. And that means you get to hang out with one of us. Okay? So, upon check-in, if there's any damage in your hotel room, please notify one of your band staff members. Let us know, okay? Because when we check out, we will check the rooms. If there's damage after, when we get ready to leave, guess who pays for it? The people in the room. Guys, my 5th year here, okay, one of my drum majors' rooms. We were staying in Orlando trip. We were staying off International Drive. Got ready to check out of the hotel room. Adults were doing the walkthrough. Looked behind the toilet, and there was a hole in the sheetrock. Where did this come from? Oh, it was there the whole time. Got the hotel manager there. That wasn't there. My folks have been cleaning in here every day. Come to find out, drum major and other kid were horse playing. One of them was trying to hold the bathroom door shut. He was in socks. He slipped, put his foot through the wall. Okay? Cost them, if I remember, $430 between the two of them to get it fixed. Okay? So please make sure. I know that stuff goes on. You tear something up. You pay for the band. No, the band ain't paying for it. You're paying for it, the folks in that room. Okay? Everybody follow me. So be careful, be careful. Students should adhere to all school dress codes. All trash and food items need to be properly disposed of on the bus and the restaurants. Guys, always leave the place cleaner than we found them. Okay? Always leave a good impression. If, you look down at a piece of trash, just pick it up and throw it away. Okay? Same thing with the rooms. We get ready to check out of the rooms now. I said this one year, and I went to one boy's rooms and the beds were made. It ain't gotta be that clean, okay? But don't trash the room and then expect us just to walk away from it at the end, okay? We're gonna get everybody back in that room. We're gonna clean that room up, and we're probably gonna chew on it a little bit as well, okay? So throw trash away and keep things better than we found them. You're always expected to be polite, show respect to one another and others, and exhibit patience. Again, there's 160 of us. Sometimes you're gonna be standing around waiting for instructions while we're taking care of things, okay? Treat others better than you expect to be treated. There's gonna be times on the trip you're gonna be dog tired, usually about day 3, okay? Again, treat everybody the way you wanna be treated. Very simple. This is an easy trip. Those of you that know, we went to Washington, New York. We were wearing down after about the 7th day, okay? Nobody gets on each other's nerves. Again, treat each other with respect. Last one there, notice and remember that our words and actions should always reflect a high-quality band program. We should strive to serve as good representatives of our community. Remember, not only representing our band, representing our school, our community, and our families as well. Okay, so let's leave a good impression everywhere that we go. Notice it says on there, in case of emergencies, you'll see Mr. Schultz and my cell phone numbers are right there. Okay, they should contact us. We used to have all these things in play. We go to these theme parks where they would check into first aid if they had a problem, and we'd have adults checking with modern day technology. Everybody's so easy to reach nowadays. Contact one of us if there's an emergency. Okay? If you get hurt at the theme park, go to first aid and call us, and we'll get to you. Okay? Everybody follow me on that. Now, if you'll flip the page there, you'll notice at the top, Remind Texting Out. It used to be called Remind 101. And we put this out to the band beginning of the year in the band handbook. But guys, if you're going on the trip, adults and students, please sign up for these texts. I shared with you earlier that we're going to take a picture of the rooming list and send it out. That'll be one way that we'll do it. Okay? So if you don't sign up to receive the text, and these texts are one way, which means that Mr. Schultz and I can access. Are they two-way now? Oh, great. Okay. So I thought they were still one way. They used to be. Which means
we can fix it to where it's one.
We can fix it. Okay. Which means we're going to be sending out information. Okay. I think that the last time we were at Disney World, all of a sudden we were in the Haunted Mansion, and everybody's phones went off, and there was a tornado warning. Okay, and everybody was taking cover. We're trying to get off the Haunted Mansion, and the crowd's backing up, and it was chaotic. And we were able to remind everybody and say, hey, just take shelter right now. We'll get until further notice, kind of stuff. Okay. So all trip participants, you see the number. You're going to text the number that you'll put in is 850-637-8697. In the message, you need to put @MHS Trip. That's your message, @MHS Trip. You hit send. If you signed up before, it's probably going to say something like, thank you, Gray Weaver, or something like that. If not, it may prompt you for your name. You put in your name, because why? We can go on the computer and see everybody that signed up. Okay? So, everybody, adults and students alike, sign up for the @MHS Trip one. And then chaperones and staff, band staff, I will communicate with you every once in a while if I just need to get a message across to you. You see the number, 850-396-0116. Your message is @TripAdults, and that allows me just to send messages out to the chaperones. Okay? you have questions about that, Mr. Schultz is the man that can answer that. Ms. Schultz, anything you want to say about that?
You pretty much said everything needs to be
Got
said.
it covered, almost here. Notice the next thing you're gonna see on there is a packing list, what to bring. This is simply for your, if you need it. Have a lot of folks say, you are including the packing list, is you right? Okay, I like to make the list before I go anywhere, and that way I check everything off my list to make sure it's all packed. But, that's just there for you, use it as you see fit. Now, look at the itinerary. Glance at it real quick. We've got about 7 more things here on my bullets. I'm already on the second page and almost done. Guys, you'll see the itinerary again. We're gonna meet at 2 o'clock on Wednesday. Load the buses, head out. I will tell you that Orlando is 400, from Milton High School to our hotel is actually 439 miles. I rounded up. 6.5 hours plus we lose an hour going. Now, we will stop at the mall, at Tallahassee Mall, there, of course, in Tallahassee for dinner. You'll pay for that on your own. We'll get to Pop Century about 11 o'clock that night. We'll check in. Probably about 11:30 you're in your rooms. We're gonna need to be in stealth mode that night. Remember, there are other guests staying there. If you've never been to Pop Century, well, we've stayed there a couple of times. It is really kind of cool. Each building is based off of a decade from the 1950s to the 1990s. And so I think like the 1980s has this big, huge Rubik's Cube sticking out the side of it. There's these giant sized foosball things in the courtyard area. There's a big wheel that's about 3 stories tall, the old, 3-wheel, big wheel. And it's pop culture, theme, okay? We'll get there, move in stealth mode, move on into our rooms, grab ice or whatever we need for our rooms, go to sleep. We'll get up Thursday morning, breakfast at the hotel around 7:45. We'll give a wake-up call, probably around 7:30 or so. At 8:45, we're gonna depart for the Animal Kingdom. They are open that day from 9 to 3. We're not gonna stay till 3 o'clock. There's not a lot to do there. Hopefully, this time of year, we're not expecting Disney to be very busy, okay? Because most everybody's in school. Usually there's a little lull between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And, you'll need lunch or a snack on your own that day. And then notice at 12:45, we'll have about 3.5 hours there. The Winds of Percussion need to depart at 12:45 to head over to their workshop. Color Guard, I'll get up Miss Bird and Miss Brinke, and they will take you over at that point to Hollywood Studios, so you'll have a few hours there as well. Okay, and you guys will catch the shuttle or the Disney transportation over to Hollywood Studios. That group will meet up and go over there. And then at 1:30, Winds and Percussion, we have our workshop on the Epcot backlot. It's 2.5 hours long. Should be done around 3 o'clock. We'll finish the workshop. Then we'll go to Hollywood Studios that late afternoon and evening. And get at Hollywood Studios around 3:30. They close that night at 7. Color Guard, of course, will already be at Hollywood Studios. And then at 5 o'clock, remember they're gonna get over there around 2. At 5 o'clock, they're gonna depart from Hollywood Studios for their workshop. Our charter buses will take you to our workshop, or to your workshop. The exhilaration workshop starts at 6 o'clock at Saratoga Springs Exhibition Hall. It's gonna be about 2.5 hours. When Hollywood Studios closes, those of us, the Winds of Percussion are there, we'll have enough time to see Fantasmic, I believe is the show. Okay, when it's over, we'll gather back out at the front, and we will get on our charter buses. We will head down to Disney Springs. And we're gonna have to book kind of quick, because this week they started something called the Star Bright Holidays Show at Disney Springs. And what these are the, oh golly, I forgot what they're called. Drones, thank you, okay? I was looking at Mr. Turner because he flies his for us with me. There's about 200 and something drones, or maybe close to 300 drones, that are involved in this show that takes place over the lake at Disney Springs. And it's a Christmas show. I saw a video of it on Periscope the other day. And somebody recorded the second night, but it's about a 15-minute Christmas show with all these drones, and they've got lights on them, and they're flying, and there's one part where they make a Christmas tree, and of course it's Disney music, Christmas music, all that kind of stuff. But it starts at 8:30, so we're gonna have to move over there pretty quick and get the location after Fantasmic. And then Color Guard, you're gonna be right across the lake at Saratoga Springs. I'm thinking if you talk to those folks, they may can have you out there on the Saratoga Springs side to see the drone show at the very, very end. Okay, and you guys can come around and join up with us at Disney Springs. We'll grab dinner there at Disney Springs, then we'll go back to the hotel around 10:30 that night. Now, I will tell you that one evening, we may kind of break into groups, and we're gonna and do the resort hopping. If you've never been to Disney at Christmas time, all the resorts are decorated to the hilt for Christmas. And a lot of the big resorts also have these life-size gingerbread houses made out of real gingerbread, real icing, okay? And so we may venture out late one night resort hopping, okay, and checking out the gingerbread house. Don't know that that'll be Thursday night, it could be, it may be Friday night, I'm not sure. But we'll get back to the hotel at some point, sleep for a few hours, get back up, breakfast, then we'll go to Epcot on Friday. Epcot's open from 9 in the morning to 9:30 that night, we'll make sure we're there. That would be a good park hopping day, especially if you did not get enough time at Hollywood Studios or at Animal Kingdom to maybe hop back over. What I am asking though, you got lunch, dinner on your own, but the Milton High School Chorus is actually going to be down there as well. They're leaving on Thursday, coming back Saturday night after their park closes, and they are participating in the second and third candlelight processional that night. So at the 6:45 and the 8:15 one, if you catch the 8:15 candlelight processional, there's chances are there'll be more seats available for that one. And then when it's over, you can just step right there by the lake and then watch the illumination show, which closes Epcot down that night. Okay, but well, I want you to be there. One of those two shows, support our chorus, is they're doing the candlelight processional that night. I'm trying to remember the guy's name that is narrating. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. Okay. You can go on their website. I'll look today, but I couldn't remember. I can't remember who it is. Friday night, we'll get back to the hotel. Saturday, we'll get up, breakfast at the hotel. Magic Kingdom all day. Magic Kingdom is actually open till 10 o'clock that night. All the other nights it's open till 7 o'clock. So we'll be at the Magic Kingdom all day. Again, a great day for park hopping. If they want to do that for groups of 3 or more. Magic Kingdom closes that night after the fireworks show. We'll meet back, get on our charter buses, go back to the hotel. Get up Saturday morning, eat breakfast, check out of the hotel, go to Disney Springs, spend a couple hours there, grab some lunch, get on the bus. 440 miles, 6.5 hours plus the time change, and we'll be back home around 6:30 on Sunday night. Is there any questions about the itinerary? Wrapping it up here. Guys, if you'll notice the last page, look at that last page. Copy this, got this from Disney. And this is about the magic bands. Actually, if you look at the very, very back, that should be the first one. I got them backwards when I sent the copy today. But if you'll look at that, there's an out that is called My Disney Experience. Okay? And this app allows you to do other things such as get fast passes and so forth. Now, several things that you can do. One is make reservations at some of the restaurants. But one of the things that you can do, of course, your wristband, when you get your Magic Band, it's already going to have your room attached to it. But with the app, the My Disney Experience, if you want to go ahead and connect your room reservation, okay, you see the steps for doing that right here. First of all, you got to download the My Disney Experience app on your smartphone or your device, smart device. Okay? You download the app. I've used it for several years. As a matter of fact, I've still got folks. Remember, Miss Letty, you're still on my Disney thing, okay? From past years when several of us went down. What you can do though, once you get your Disney app, your My Disney Experience app on there, if you've never done it, you'll need to sign in. So you'll put like your email address and a password. Once you get signed in, you can connect your room reservation. And it tells you step number 3, link your Disney Resort room reservation. Guys, that's what this other sheet is right here. Okay? If you will look at this, find your name. Notice the 12-digit number. That is your room reservation. It will ask you to put in your last name and your room reservation. Now, those of you that are sharing rooms, you may have to work together. I had no trouble with mine this afternoon. But Mr. Schultz, when he went to use it, Mr. Whidden, who he's sharing a room with, popped up on there, and he had to register him as a friend. Okay? So I don't know if it's because there's a lead in the room. I don't know if all the other 3 people there in the room with you, you may have to register them as your friend. Okay? Or you may just all want to get together and register at the same time.
I blame John Whidden.
You blame what?
John Whidden's fault.
Blame John Whidden. But what you can do is link your room reservation, okay, with the app that you have, the My Disney Experience. Now, as well, we're going to be able to link your tickets. Now, I'm not giving you your tickets right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask you to take care of getting your Disney Experience out. I'm going to ask you to take care of your hotel reservation this week, the next Monday and Tuesday. Those of you that want to utilize the app, want to utilize the fast passes, if you will come in, I'm going to hold on to the tickets, okay? But what happens then when you go to link your ticket is there's a scan, a barcode type thing on the back. You come in with your smartphone device, we'll scan your ticket because everybody's got their individual ticket number. We'll scan your ticket and then it will link your ticket. Now what has happened with me in the past is at that point, I didn't have to have my ticket. I could walk up to the front gate and scan my wristband, okay? We'll still have the credit card tickets. They're like credit cards. They used to be paper. Now they're like credit cards. We'll still have those. I'm gonna hold on to those, and Thursday morning, I'm gonna hand those out to you, okay? In case for some reason they don't work, but I don't wanna give you your ticket on Monday or Tuesday, only for us to get down there and find out it didn't work. Okay, everybody follow me on that? So, if you wanna get all that linked together, tickets next Monday and Tuesday, you can come in the office here. I'll pull your ticket out, that you will get you set up once you get a scan. Any questions about that? Cool out, again, you can set up, I think, 3 fast passes per park. So, would be something great, modern day technology, something they wanna take advantage of. Any questions about that? Let me remind you that the final trip payment is due by Wednesday of this week. If you have any financial questions, Ms. Weaver in the back has got a list of who owes what back there. If you have any questions about Charms or Remind, you'll see Mr. Schultz about that. And, is there any general questions that I can answer that would help everyone? Yes, sir.
The chat thing you mentioned, I mean, down at the bottom is the fine print, you know, like, is this like additional charges to all this stuff, or?
Nope.
Everything they can do is free of charge?
It's everything, I've always used it free of charge. Now, I don't think you won't be able to charge like meals on your wristband, which is one of the things it mentions on there, because we're a group, and I'm not paying the bill for the individual charges, so, but they'll be able to do their ticket, be able to do their room, there's no, the Disney app is free.
The only surprise thing.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so, any other questions? All right, guys, if you do, please let me know, please email me, yes.
Get backpacks or check as you go in the park.
Yeah, backpacks, probably would recommend against backpacks. For the most part, it's gonna hold you up when you're getting ready to go into the park, okay? Because you will have to get in the special line where they take their magic wand and go through your backpack, okay? So, any other questions? Guys, if you do, between now and then, let me know. I've got a couple. I'll say yes. I do not think so. But I'm sure for $10, you can get a cup that's great at the food court, okay? What now? $15.95 for a cup of coffee. Oh, for the cup. $15.95 for the cup, then you can get unlimited coffee, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Are we allowed to bring the pool, like the cooler for like snacks to keep it cool for on the way there and back?
As long as it will fit underneath your bus seat, so a little bitty like 6-pack coolers. But remember, you gotta put bottles in there, okay? So, yes, ma'am.
Do like semi-large purses count as like special ones?
Yeah.
Any kind of bag. Any kind of bag.
Like it's like a semi-large, like this, like with this.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh,
You said, like, I thought you said semi-large persons. What are you saying? That's special, okay? So that's what I thought you said, okay. So I'm like, I'm not sure where she's going with this, okay? Every once in a while, Leah will keep me kind of guessing where she's going with the question. All right.
Small bags under the bus
Yes.
and one carry.
Yeah, sure. As long as they get whatever they want on top of us, I don't care. Okay? It's underneath the bus, it's always a problem. They can sit with them without the bus. Okay? Only 6.5 hours. Any other questions? Yes, sir. I have no idea. I have no idea. All I know is they just said you can get brief, I'll check that today. You talking about like, Mission Earth or whatever, Mission Mars? Oh, yeah. I got you. I do not know. That's kind of a crapshoot when it comes to, when they. No, oh no, it should be, they're signing up like on their, as individual people. That's what you're saying. So would there only be like 50 for a group of 160? No, it's with a whole general population. Okay, all right. Guys, if you have any other questions, if you will see me, if not, thank you so much for your attention tonight. Next Wednesday, we'll pull out for Disney. Thank you.